Welcome back to the Curtis Walker Podcast. This show is about building an edge, not through hype, not through motivation, but through clarity, structure, and execution. If discipline has ever felt heavy to you, if you started strong and faded, if you've told yourself, I just need to be more disciplined, this episode is not here to judge you. It's here to free you from a false assumption. Because discipline doesn't fail due to a lack of willpower. It fails because willpower was never meant to carry it. So we're going to get into some lies that we were taught. We were taught discipline is personal strength. That if you can't follow through, it means you're weak, you're lazy, you lack character. So what do we do in response? We double down. We push harder. We blame ourselves. But let me say this clearly. Self-blame is not discipline. It's misunderstanding. You've been taught to solve a system problem with an emotional tool. And emotional tools collapse under pressure. So let's talk about willpower for a second here. Willpower is not a bad thing. Willpower is just limited. Neurologically, willpower lives in the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for your self-control, how you plan things, how you make decisions, and inhibiting impulses, giving you the capability of holding back on things or pushing things away that just don't fit. That part of the brain, it gets tired quickly, and it also weakens under stress. It burns a lot of energy fast. Every decision drains it. Every notification taxes it. Every unresolved task weighs it down. So when people say, just be disciplined, what they're really saying is this: keep overloading a fatigued system and hope that it does not break. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not strength. That's biological ignorance. So, why modern life makes discipline harder? Here's the part most people ignore. You are not failing discipline in a calm environment. You're operating inside infinite scrolling, emotional manipulation, constant interruptions, algorithmic distractions. Your nerves, I'm just being very clear with you, your nervous system is under continuous load. So when discipline collapses at night, after a long day, after dozens of decisions, that is not weakness. That's predictability. Modern life drains willpower faster than it can regenerate it. And blaming yourself for that is like blaming a phone battery for dying after non-stop use. How many of us actually have had that problem where your phone just dies and we think it's for some mysterious reason? The real purpose of discipline is this. Let's redefine discipline properly. Discipline is not self-control. Discipline is self-architecture. Real discipline doesn't ask, can I push myself today? Real discipline asks, what structure am I living inside of? Because behavior always follows structure. If your structure is chaotic, your discipline will be inconsistent. If your structure is intentional, discipline becomes automatic. This is not philosophy. This is basically simple mechanics. So, why discipline fails without a design? If your discipline requires constant decision making, emotional negotiation, daily recommitment, it will eventually fail. Not because you're incapable, but because your brain wasn't designed for that workload. Strong operators don't rely on memory, they rely on defaults. Pilots, they use checklists. Surgeons, they have protocols that they follow. Athletes, they utilize routines. They don't wait to feel disciplined. They build systems that remove choices. The phone reframe. Let's get into that. Now here's where things get super uncomfortable for you and me. Your phone is already shaping your behavior. It already interrupts you. It rewards reaction, trains attention, reinforces your habits. So the question isn't, should my phone be involved? The question really is, will it drain your discipline or enforce it? When used intentionally, your phone can become an external memory, a decision filter, a structure holder, a stabilizer when you're tired. Not by motivating you, but by reducing cognitive load. This is not weakness. This is intelligent self-control. So let's get into internal versus external discipline. So internal discipline says, I must remember, I must resist, I must push. External discipline says, the system remembers, the system guides, the system executes. External discipline doesn't replace responsibility. It protects it. It allows you to show up consistently, even when motivation and willpower are gone. That's not cheating. That's professionalism. So, why people choose to resist this? Some people reject systems because they think, if I need help, I'm a weak person. But that belief comes from your ego, not from your strength. You don't build bridges out of willpower. You build them out of structure. Why would you build your life any differently? Needing systems doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're building for reality. So let's talk about this. The quiet cost of getting this wrong. So here's what happens when people keep relying on willpower. They burn out. They quit. They shrink their goals. They internalize their failure. Not because they can't do the work, but because the work demands too much of their nervous system. Discipline without design doesn't build strength. It builds resentment. So let me leave you with this. If discipline has felt heavy, it's not because you lack strength. It's because you've been carrying what should have been built. And once you understand this, you stop fighting yourself. So, here's a little bonus for you for listening and hanging with me for so long with this podcast. I'm going to give you some prompts. Now, if you're listening to this far, you're about to get blown away by this bonus. It's not motivation. It's not hype. This is pure structure. I want you to open up your AI tool, whatever one is your particular preference. Now, the main ones that I use are ChatGPT or Claude, but I want you to, and also I use Gemini too, but I want you to paste this in there. You're going to see these prompts at the end of this, in the comment section, but I want you to paste these in your, whatever, AI tool that you're using. I want you to act as my external discipline system. Assume my willpower is unreliable. Help me design today so the right actions happen by default. Ask me only what you need to remove friction and reduce decisions. Here's the next prompt. This one, it helps decision loaded with reduction. So here's the prompt. Identify where I'm wasting mental energy each day. Help me convert those decisions into rules, defaults, or reminders I can run from my phone. And here's another problem. This one, it's an execution lock. So here's the prompt. Reduce my priorities to one non-negotiable action for each day. Make it specific, small, and unavoidable. So I hope those prompts will help you out. And when you do use them, drop a comment on the results that you got. If something really stood out or got your attention, let me hear about it. So let me close with this. I know that many of you listening right now want to understand and take advantage of AI, but you're struggling with where to begin. Not because you're incapable, but because your attention is already stretched. Your time feels fragmented, and most explanations make things feel more complex, not less complex. I face the same tension in my own life, trying to stay focused, trying to manage time effectively, trying to figure out how to use this thing called AI without adding more mental load. So instead of chasing tools, I worked on designing a simple system, one that uses intelligent automation to reduce decision, protect focus, and create leverage for you. I've put together a quick and easy training that shows you how to set this up step by step. No overwhelm, no hype, just a clean starting point that puts you on the path to gaining an edge in the AI revolution. Simply click the link below. And as always, if this episode gave you clarity, listen to it again. If it describes something you've been silently dealing with, share it with a friend. And if you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed by technology and start using it with intention, I'll see you on the inside. So let's get forging.